For years, Range Rover has been a byword for luxury and off-road ability. But now there's a new breed of more style-conscious, more urban-centric buyers that still want all the opulence that you'd associate with a Range Rover, but have it in a smaller, neater package. And that's where the Evoque comes in. It's the smallest Range Rover ever made. It's available in a 3-door coupe, as well as this more popular 5-door body style. And it's the first model to be offered in 2-wheel drive, as well as 4-wheel drive. The Range Rover Evoque is smaller and lower than both the Audi Q5 and BMW X3, but it's the only one of the three with real wow factor. The designers of Land Rover have created one of the most instantly recognisable silhouettes, but I also love this rising belt line and the appearance of this floating roof that can be spec'd in a variety of colours. You've then got this wheel at each corner stance that offers great approach and departure angles for off-roading, this robust kick plate and a very distinctive clamshell bonnet that gives that very traditionally robust Range Rover stance. But then you've got that complemented with these really elegant and slimline daytime running LED lights. Inside, the Evoque is every bit as appealing, with plenty of leather and aluminium, as well as some jewel-like finishes around the speedo that give it a very boutique feel. There's even a bit of theatre around the automatic gear selector when you start up. You've got that traditionally tall Range Rover driving position. These seats are very comfortable and supportive, and all the controls are intuitively laid out. From these one-touch interior lighting to this very clever 8-inch dual-view screen that simultaneously allows your passenger to watch TV or a DVD, while the driver can only watch the satellite navigation. The switchgear may not be on Audi levels of tactile quality, but the fit and finish is still very solid. Despite the wedged profile, there's decent space in the back of the 5-door, though bear in mind if you've got kids, this tapering window line may make sitting back here for longer periods a bit claustrophobic, so speccing this optional glass roof is a must, as it entirely transforms the cabin's ambience. The boot is also a good size for families, with no loading lip. Given the urban aspirations of the Evoque, you might consider terrain like this to be out the car's comfort zone. Kind of like going up a mountain with a set of boots on heels on. Not that I've tried it, of course. But you've got nothing to worry about. A lot of the mechanicals that the Evoque has is shared with the tried and tested Land Rover Freelander. So all 4-wheel drive versions receive hill descent and terrain response as standard. And that allows you to select loads of driving modes, from gravel to mud and ruts to snow to sand. You can also spec this fantastic 5-camera system which relays images from all around the car into the cabin, and you can basically highlight the ones that are important to you at the time. It's as useful for off-roading as it is parking up on the King's Road. But what is really surprising is just how agile the Evoque is to drive on-road. There's hardly any body roll that you'd usually associate with a 4x4, and the turn-in is super sharp. Spec the dynamic driving function, which you can select here in the centre console, and that weightens up the steering, sharpens the throttle response, and makes it feel a little bit firmer, but the result is it just seems to breathe over road surfaces. The only slight annoyances I get from driving this car on the road are these massive wing mirrors that create some pretty bad blind spots, and also that letterbox style rear window. In terms of engines, the diesels are the only way to go, to be honest. You can get the 2.2 litre diesel in both 150 and 190 brake horsepower versions. Of course, if emissions are your big thing, then the 2-wheel drive diesel Evoque emits just 130 grams per kilometre of CO2. Drive the Range Rover Evoque anywhere and heads will turn. But the good news is that its ability extends way beyond those impressive looks. This is a luxurious road car that is great to drive, but also pretty exceptional in the mucky stuff. As a compact 4x4, it isn't perfect, but it's pretty close, and it just goes to show that sometimes you can have substance with style.